Hi everybody, welcome to a new video. My name is Kira if you're new, and if you're old, thanks for sticking around. Old, that's such a bad term. If you are an existing subscriber, welcome back. Thank you for sticking around. If you watched my last video, you've probably been looking forward to this one. So this is the Precious Fabric Challenge hosted by Whitney of Tomcat Stitchery. Let's get into it. If you are a Swiss and you don't own at least one piece of fabric that is too precious, maybe too expensive, too sentimental, too pretty, you're lying. We all can relate to this challenge in some way. Thank you, Whitney, for this challenge because I have so many fabrics that I consider precious that I have been afraid to cut into for so many years. It's actually shameful. For example, the fabric that I use for this challenge, I have had since Christmas 2018. I'm going to show you some fabrics that are just too precious. What I want you to do for me is when I show you these fabrics, I would love your pattern recommendations because I have no idea what to sew with some of these fabrics, which is one of the reasons why they've been sitting in my stash for so long. As you would imagine, if you own a piece of fabric that is really expensive or sentimental or just irreplaceable, you will be so scared to cut in that fabric, thinking, what is going to happen if I make a mistake? And that is exactly what happened to me with the fabric that I'm about to show you. So the fabric that I used for this month's challenge was actually gifted to me by my dad. So in 2018, I was pretty new on Instagram. I think I had just started my YouTube channel. So whenever one was asking me what I want for Christmas, I was just saying fabric. You know how it is with new things. I was so excited about sewing, about YouTube, about Instagram, all that good stuff. So my parents actually obliged and bought me some fabrics, and this particular one my dad actually picked out. So these fabrics were bought in my home island, St. Vincent and the Grenadines. This is the fabric that my dad picked out. This honestly shocked me. I am obsessed with this fabric. This is so cool. This is given like streetwear vibes, which is the complete opposite of my dad. So you can imagine the shock when my mom told me that my dad actually picked out this fabric himself. Like I said in that video, I will say it again. I didn't know that my father had any sense of style and fashion. This is a very fashionable fabric and it's a stretch cotton sateen. Really nice quality, really lovely print, and yeah, the colors, this is just right up my street. I know y'all are used to seeing me in like a lot of bright colors, but at heart, these are my colors, black and gray. I just love this. This with black, top notch. Also, it kind of reminded me of like some sort of camo or graffiti. That's just the type of vibe I was getting from this fabric. But I've held on to it for so long because I didn't know what to make. And I actually had an oopsie with this fabric a few years later. So I had actually cut into this fabric before. I was doing a pattern test for a box pleated skirt, and I thought that the femininity of that skirt would go well with like the edginess of this fabric, you know, counterbalance situation. Well, because of the stretch in this and it was a pattern test, I was clearly dumb back then because who uses good fabric to do a pattern test? Well, let me tell you, I learned my lesson well and good. So because of the stretch in this and it was a pattern test, so the pattern wasn't, the first draft wasn't 100%. There were some issues. The thing was just falling off of me. So what I ended up doing, I didn't want to cut into the fabric any further. I think I had just cut the main skirt pieces, but I will insert a clip of the pieces because I did record yesterday before cutting into the fabric the pieces that I had. So that situation made me even more scared to cut this fabric again. Also, I had a lot of smaller pieces to work with, and then this one big piece, which as you can see, I still have most of it. It's only missing this small chunk now, which I'm very happy about. So I actually still have another piece of this to do something with, which is great. And before I actually show you what I made and get into all the nitty-gritty, let me first show you the other fabrics that were contenders for this challenge. So this fabric here is an ITY knit, and it has like monsters all over it in green and purple. There's some blue and yellow in it as well. This fabric I actually bought off Brittany J. Jones a really long time ago. Like, I think it was also 2018 actually. And I was fangirling super hard when I bought this piece of fabric. So obviously I have not cut into it. And with this one, it's just because I don't know what to do with it. I haven't found the perfect pattern for this yet. So if you have any ideas, let me know down below. These two fabrics are precious because they are gifts from my dear friend Crystal from Crystal Sews and Stuff. She brought these for me when she visited Barbados. Look at the right side of this Ankara fabric. It has like actual like champagne gold. It is so pretty. I am so afraid to cut into this fabric. And then this one is like, it actually feels like a stretched denim or a stretched twill. And I think I have like a good 3 or 4 yards of this, and then I think maybe 6 yards of this Ankara. So again, hit me with your recommendations. And then this next one is also a gift. This I got when my friend Carol was destashing, and it's like a bouclé, really thick. But look at these gorgeous colors. Y'all, if I was living somewhere that has seasons, this would make the prettiest fall autumn outfit. I'm thinking Chanel inspired. So you know what to do. Hit me with your pattern recommendations in the comments. It's the moment of truth. I'm about to show you what I made with my dad's fabric. Bearing in mind, I had smaller pieces to work with, and I didn't want any wastage either. I really wanted to use up all those small pieces that I had already cut. Wanted to use the waistband and all those little skirt pieces. So I made a cargo skirt. Yay! So this skirt is a simplicity pattern. I think it's S9924. I will put an image on the screen somewhere. It's a cargo skirt pattern that has many options for different styles of pockets. There's an optional belt. You can use D-rings. There's one with some twill tips sewn in. I did the one with the cargo pockets on the side with the snaps. This is what the pocket looks like. All of the pockets are functional. It also has regular pockets at the top as well. And it does have a fly front. I have not done a fly in so long. So I did have to watch some videos and read the instructions a few times just to make sure I don't mess it up, because I really didn't want to mess up this fabric again. I used my handy dandy trusty Dritz snap pliers to put on the snaps. That went well. Only one single one gave me trouble. So the thing is with this fabric, it is such a busy print that it kind of hides details. So I was really careful when choosing a pattern. I actually wanted to make a Mimi G simplicity dress. I'll have the image somewhere on the screen, because that pattern also uses a lot of smaller pieces, but I was concerned about the print not showing up those details nicely. So I think for that dress, I am probably just going to use a solid fabric, or maybe a lighter color print or something that will show up those details better. So I just wanted a really simple, basic for this fabric that I'll get a lot of wear out of, that I can wear with my t-shirts and my little baby tees and tops, so and so forth. And I have a lot of black and gray t-shirts and tops, so to me this was perfect. I considered shorts as well, and again I did have a shorts pattern in mind. Actually I have it, let me show you. This is the shorts pattern I had in mind. This is Vogue 1893. Y'all know pant fitting and short fitting, especially when you've just put on a lot of weight and you kind of have to relearn your body. I didn't think that was a good idea for this fabric. Obviously I would have made a mock-up with a different fabric. Actually I did make a mock-up of this skirt using just a plain white stretch cotton, not doing any pockets or anything, of course, just the basic skirt to get the size in. For reference, I made size 18 at the waist, graded to 20 at the hip, and then I actually ended up bringing it back down to the 18 on the thigh because it was just a little bit too A-line for me. And even in the back still does stick out a little bit, but that's okay because the older I get, the less I want things stuck to me. I also added length. I added an inch to both the front and the back, and then I don't know if you can tell that the back is a little bit longer than the front. That's because I added half inch to the back as well. That's like my cheaters full sleeves adjustment. I just added half inch at the hem, center back hem, and tapered it up to nothing at the side seam so that the side seam will still match up with the front. I am going to show some close-ups of this because I know you can't see anything from there, especially with this busy print. I'm going to do some close-ups, and I am also going to show you some little snippets of me sewing this and putting it together. Have any of you printed a newer PDF pattern from the Simplicity website recently? Any of the big four patterns? I noticed that they finally changed that stupid green thing that you had to rule up to cut. Now they have actual regular borders like most of the other indie patterns. The only thing is now they removed the page numbers, so I did have to go and try to figure out which pages I needed. But hey, small wins, I'll take it. This is just some footage I took from my Instagram reel because, y'all, this is my first time ever sewing a cargo pocket with gussets. So here is my fly. It's not perfect, but it'll do. And here are my cargo pockets with the gussets that I am so proud of. Again, not perfect, but I did get there in the end and I am pleased with them. So I am getting all my snap pieces together. This is like a copperish kind of color, and these are the Dritz 5/8 inch snaps. And now I'm just arranging my skirts, getting ready to put my snaps onto the pocket flaps. If you are not familiar, this is what the Dritz snap pliers look like. It's the heavy duty snap pliers, and I just got mine on Amazon. So I'm taking out all the pieces, y'all. No matter how much I use this thing, I have to look through the instructions every single time. Like, I could have used this yesterday, and your girl is still gonna look through the instructions again because there's so many small parts and I tend to get them mixed up. So before I show you my twirls and my pictures, I just wanted to shout out some of the other vloggers on this vlog tour, specifically yesterday, today, and tomorrow. So yesterday we had Debs Made This and Daisy quilts and sews. Today I have along with me Janine Sews, and tomorrow is Elephants and Roses. And my superpower is my friend Eliza. Shout out to you, Eliza. Can't wait to see your video. And also completely unrelated to this challenge and this video, I did want to shout out two fellow Caribbean vloggers, Chris from on social, who I had the pleasure of meeting in person a few months ago. So I will leave her channel link down below. Make sure you go and check her out, let her know that I sent you. And also my soul sister from Guyana, Michelle. You may know her from Instagram as Mimi. She just started her YouTube channel. And I know in the comments there are I do have a lot of Caribbean viewers who are looking for other Caribbean sews to watch. So there you go, Chris and Mimi. Go and check them out. I'll have their links down below. So that is it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed watching. I hope that you feel inspired to get those precious fabrics out and stop being fabric hoarders like myself. Thanks again, Whitney, for this challenge and for including me on the vlog tour. Not gonna lie, it does feel good to be back. It feels good to be sewing again and even filming again. Thank you so much for all your lovely comments on my last video. I am going to take some time out today after this video is posted to go through and answer every single one of you. I truly appreciate your kind words. It means a lot to me. So don't forget that this challenge is open to the public. It is an Instagram challenge, so all you have to do is post your precious fabric make by September the 30th on Instagram. Use the hashtag preciousfabric24 and tag Whitney at Tomcat Stitchery Caramel. I think that is her Instagram name. Of course, any corrections that need to be made, I will put them on the screen. So that is it. Thank you so much for watching. I don't know when I'll see you again, but see you in the next one. Bye.